Hi Virgo, my name's Leona from Supra Conscioussoul, and this is your deeper look into March. If you haven't already watched the first video, I'm going to link it up here or up here somewhere. If you have, this is the deeper look. So we've already laid out the cards in the first reading. We had a quick look at the energies going on. Now we're going to look into that much deeper. So the first card we're going to look into is the Four of Pentacles. This is you feeling kind of stuck in a situation, feeling like you can't move, feeling like there's a need to kind of release control or release boundaries in a situation, feeling like there needs to be a little bit of give in the situation. So we're going to call on a clarifier for that now. I'm just checking my decks the right way up. And we have the Lovers in reverse. So this is talking about a decision that needs to be made, and you're kind of a bit stuck doing it. And you also could be blocked in communication as well with the Gemini card as well. It could be that you need to open up your communication. It could be that there's more communication needed around finances. It could be that there's more communication needed around boundaries. It could also be that you need to get yourself more grounded in order to present this communication and make a decision. It could be that you just need to open up your heart a little bit more and offer this to somebody else. Offer that vulnerability to somebody else, perhaps. Offer that love, that gesture, that support, because we did have the express your love cards, and we also had reach out as your oracle cards. So these are very much on that same level as the Lovers here. It's also 6. So 6 talks about harmony. It talks about two things coming into balance. It talks about reciprocity. It talks about love. It talks about creativity that comes with as two things come together as well. So there's this need to communicate. There's this need. It's like the angels are calling you to communicate your needs in regards to this situation that's got you hung up. So we also had the King of Swords kind of versus the King of Wands here. And then we had Morgana, number 13, versus Marduk. So we have this energy of masculine and feminine on both sides. We have this battle in a situation. Like I said, it could be to do with law. It could be to do with an organisation. It could be to do with the courts. It could be to do some kind of justice or fairness or truth being told in a situation. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is somebody who's passionate and wants their freedom, but in a different way. So I'm going to clarify the King and the Queen energy to start with. The King could be the energy of Aquarius, Libra or Gemini as well, or somebody with those qualities. Or it could just be somebody wanting to stand in their authenticity. Yeah, it's this release. Somebody's fed up of being in the cold. They're standing up for their truth, yeah. And it's like in doing so, they're learning to stand on their own. They're learning to stand in their own energy, yeah. So that's where they're coming from. In the past, they could have been left out in the cold, possibly with children, possibly in terms of finances, possibly somebody pulled their energy totally back from them. So there's this sense of justice now with the King of Swords. There's this sense of, no, I'm not having that. I'm not having that anymore. Or so let's have a look at the Queen of Wands and let's see what that side's coming from in that way. Somebody wants to take a rest from the situation. Somebody's fed up of the battling. They just want a rest. They just want their own freedom. They just want to get on with their own creativity. And it's also like we have this energy of not wanting to be controlled, wanting to dominate themselves in a situation or dominate other people in a situation. But it could go both ways, the energy. But somebody wants to rest, somebody's feeling a bit tired, somebody's feeling, this is a very feminine mother energy as well. It's kind of a very nurturing energy, yeah. They just want to pull back from this. They could be under the rule of this tyrant and they're kind of wanting to pull back from their energy. And then they could be the ones that are kind of standing on their own, yeah, and they're having to pull back from this energy of somebody wanting this truth, somebody feeling like they've been left out in the cold. So then we have this scattered energy with the 5 of clubs and the 2 of pentacles. So they're both quite scattered energy cards. 5 is about expansion and 2 is where you're trying to get the balance within that. But it's also a polarity of 2 things which could be causing the energy to kind of dissipate. Yeah. Somebody's got too much on. Somebody's trying to manifest way too much, more than they can handle perhaps. Yeah, so it's their energies becoming scattered. And they're not quite there in a sense as well. It could be that, yeah, physically, okay. So there's something hidden about this situation. There's something possibly that's not being said. They might not be communicating this lack of balance. They might not be communicating their fears to the other person. It could be that there's a bit of paranoia going on. It could be, it's also the card of Pisces. So there's things going on in the background that's not being said, not being told. It's like trying to walk down a road, but you've only got the moonlight for light, and it's like that sense of fearing what's round the corner, not knowing what's round the corner. Somebody could not know what's round the corner in terms of finances as well, because their energy is so scattered. They could be managing 2 jobs. It could be that they've got a fear that they're about to lose their job or possibly a home, or it could be that, like I was saying in the last reading, that we have this energy of Pisces kind of running the ship here. We have this ship in the background. Maybe that energy is kind of steering something emotionally, because it's also water. Pisces is very water energy. There's a lot of water energy going on at the moment with the sun and moon will both be in Pisces on the 17th of March. I know that much. So that's going to be a very emotional energy. So I feel like there's some emotional undercurrents that are kind of stirring this situation. We also had the 9 of Swords in reverse with this 10 of Diamonds, which is about this energy of fire that just keeps needing to get fed. So we'll have a look at whether that's passion, whether that's and what these fears are that need to be released, what these regrets are. It could be somebody regretting that they've put all their energy into a situation, or it could be somebody regretting that they've kind of fueled the fire and now it's become what it's become, or it could be somebody regretting what's happened, what's been created. The 10 of fire, the 10 of diamonds is also a fire energy. It would be like a Sagittarius, I'm getting energy. So it's this need for freedom, this need for passion. It could be something to do with sexuality as well with that 10, because of it's like the end of this energy, the end of this passion, the end of this big whirlwind I'm feeling because of all these fears surrounding it as well. And the scattered energy, the wind cape as well. So we've got a no here. Something didn't go the way somebody planned. Somebody kind of blew up the energy on a situation. They put too much fire into it, too much passion. There could have been too many battles, too many wars, and now they're just getting a straight no. There could be an opportunity that they feel like they've lost out on as well with these cards. But it feels like they need to kind of find some balance again with the 9 of Swords, because if it becomes the 10, it's like mentally everything just gets out of hand. Everything just gets out of control. I'm going to take another card for the Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, we've got the devil. There's a need to release control, otherwise an opportunity is going to be lost. It's like somebody could feel controlled in a situation by all this anger, by all this passion. Somebody could feel like they've took a situation too far as well, perhaps. I'm going to do the Three of Wands then, with the Three of Hearts here. So yeah, the Three of Wands is talking about this energy, trying to get these three energies moving forward. There could have been this energy of three in the past, yeah, but we have like this background energy, plus we have the foreground energy. So I feel like it didn't, yeah, there was an opportunity here that was rejected. Somebody felt disappointed in a situation. Somebody wasn't happy because the energy wasn't moving forward. I feel like it's just causing a lot of problems because of three people. There's also secrets here that are not being told because we have the lock and the key here. There could be aspects that are unknown, but I feel like it's like two energies moving forward without this third energy, or it feels like this third energy, it's like it's not bringing no balance, it's not bringing no emotional support. Somebody just wants to meditate because it's also underneath here. So it's saying that somebody just they've had enough of the situation. They could be rejecting an offer that's being brought forward. That could have been an offer to travel. That could have been an offer to move. That could have been an offer to move forward together that was rejected. Then we have the Hermit going inside himself with the 12 of Diamonds here. It could be they're looking at the value in a situation. They're looking at this person differently, perhaps. They could have felt like they could control them with money, but I feel like this lady can't be controlled with money. She also is a fire energy, so I don't feel like she could have been controlled with the fire energy as well. This is the Hermit or the Virgo card, but it's about looking inside yourself, or seeking advice as well, because we did have the man holding the coin here. And then this is a very earth energy. It's also about finances. It's also about abundance, but it's to do with love as well, and holding back, possibly finances and money being intermingled. But there's a need to kind of let go of boundaries, in a sense, to open up your heart chakra a little bit more, to reach out, to express your love. So, and I feel like that comes after the Hermit's gone inside himself and kind of seen the situation in a different way, perhaps. Seeing the different value in the situation, or seeing how they could add value to the situation as opposed to take it away. I'm going to take one last card for the Hermit. So what is the card? Thank you. Yeah, there's this conflict, competition. It could be just petty competition, and somebody's realizing just how petty they've been regarding a situation. And I feel like there's a need to kind of let go of these obstacles. There's a need to kind of not fuel the fire anymore. But I feel like this person also could be coming with a gift as well for somebody. It can be a gift, but not necessarily a financial gift. I feel like it's more a gift of ceasefire, of releasing this conflict, perhaps. Let me take another clarifier for that. It could be that the Hermit is looking at all the past conflicts and coming out with something a lot more valuable than money out of it, yeah. And we got the Hierophant. It's wanting more commitment. They're coming out wanting more commitment. They could also be going to somebody for advice with the Hierophant here as well. It could also be that somebody feels like they've kind of fell off their pedestal a bit, and they're having to kind of backtrack a little bit, look back at what's happened, where this conflict's gone on. This could be the card of Taurus as well with the Hierophant, but it talks about established traditions. It talks about there could be some conflict with established traditions. It could be that somebody needs to look at the way these the way they've been looking at a situation, because this is all about looking at something from a different perspective, and this reading is very much about value and looking at things value and people's value, I believe, and that your relationship to that, and whether you can open your heart in order to let the right things in. And it's about being protective in a sense, but in the right way. So take care, stay blessed. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.